Hi! This is Starbucks in the Shanty, and I'm Mahisha Radabaros. Before I actually start, let's try to remember what Global North and South are in easier and shorter words. A summarization of sorts. The Global North is basically just rich nations and or states, and the Global South are nations that are not well off, meaning they are poor, developing third world countries. By the way, both are simply metaphors in Western thinking. Rewind. Lisandro Claudios, locating the Global South, uses Starbucks and the Shanty to share his views on the contrasting realities of the affluent and the poor, which highlights the global unequal distribution of resources and wealth. We all know what Starbucks is. It's a cafe where coffees and food are expensive, where a lot of people fake being bookworms, and most importantly, where the rich people are. Should I also insert the scandals? I'm kidding. Jokes aside, let's move on to the word shanty. It's not the fun kind of shanty that sailors and pirates sing on their ships, no. A shanty is a small house, typically built with scraps of wood, metals, and cardboards by the poor. Those who study globalization from the bottom up tells us that people can see how interconnected the world is and how it influences our daily lives. It is not difficult to see markers of global modernity and connection. Where can we see this connection exactly? Well, everywhere. Let's take Starbucks as an example. Starbucks is almost everywhere. There are branches in Melbourne, Manila, New York, and New Delhi. And in these places, SB literally looks and operates the same. Same coffee, same menu, same service where they get your name wrong, same everything. According to our ebook that was nicely provided to us, the sameness represents the cultural homogenization that many critics have associated with globalization. This means that wherever you go, the things you're accustomed to may be present, and that would be proof of globalization. Proof! Shanties and shanty towns are also almost everywhere in certain countries. Philippines. Like, when you go out of Starbucks, you'll see children, elderly people, pregnant women, and disabled people scatter around, begging just to have something to eat. Not just outside of Starbucks, but literally everywhere. Now, if you look at Starbucks and the Shanty at first glance, you'll see that it points out the incompleteness of globalization in the Global South. How? Okay, so basically, like I said earlier, the Global South is comprised of poor, underdeveloped/developing nations, contrasting the Global North. Global South is kind of deprived of wealth and resources, and so this leads to the underdeveloped/developing part. Meanwhile, Global North is full of wealth and resources and are beautiful, developed nations if you ignore the bad parts. South is fighting for their lives, but not always, and don't have access to the North's lavish life. Starbucks represents the Global North with its luxuries that shanties can't participate in. The underdevelopment of the Global South prevents it from being globalized. Poverty is not global. Paulit-ulit lang no. Sana na-gets. That's all. Hopefully, the entirety of this is understood. Thanks!